Hi, and welcome to Unapologetically Meg. As you have guessed, I am Meg, and thank you so much for being here. This is my very first episode, so bear with me. But I'm really excited. I have been thinking about this forever. I have so many ideas. So today is an introduction. It's for you to get to learn a little bit more about me and to understand really what's in store for us moving forward. I have probably over the last 10 to 15 years made lots of major life changes in terms of the products we use on our bodies and our home, the way we raise our kids. Some might say a little unconventional, but I'm going to give you a little background story as to why I've gone down that path. So, the idea behind Unapologetically Meg is that I'm going to kind of talk to you about how to read product labels, what ingredients to look out for. I do thermography versus mammograms, chiropractic care versus a traditional doctor, ways to be proactive with your health, maybe make you think a little bit, bring a little insight as to certain things that might be more mainstream versus maybe some alternatives. Homeopathy. I did a home birth. So I'm sure one of my episodes will be on my birthing story. And maybe just realize there is a different way and there's multiple ways to doing things. So a little bit about me and what got me here today. So, where to begin? Essentially, I've lost both of my parents to cancer at very, very young ages. And when that happens, it makes you step back and kind of go, what is happening here? And as you research, you learn that the majority of cancers are environmentally factored, I guess. So, hereditary is 10%, might even be a high number, but very few cases of cancer are hereditary, and the majority is an environmental reason of some sort. So I started researching what can I do better to try and prevent this to happen to me. I didn't get married until I was 39. I didn't have my first child until I was almost 41, my second one at almost 42. So I'm older in terms of having time with my kids and being able to see them grow and live and get married and have their own kids, which I didn't have the luxury with my parents. They had both passed before I got married. So I'm doing everything to age backwards and just to live differently in hopes that I don't end up the same way my parents did, I guess. So anyway, my father was 48 when he passed away. He was diagnosed with glioblastoma, which is brain cancer. And I remember vividly when this all went down. My mom had come up to Chicago. My sister and I lived in the city. I was fresh out of college, probably 21, 22, living there. And she came up for a girls' weekend. My father was not feeling good, having flu-like symptoms, a little out of it, but of course she was super excited to come up. So we had some friends of ours check on him, and he just wasn't doing well. So they decided to take him in and get him checked out. And he ended up, I think, being transported to another hospital. So we got told we should probably start the drive down. It's about a 4-hour drive. I promise I'll try and not cry here. But on the way down, we got the phone call that they think it's cancer. I had never dealt with it, had never had anybody close to me. It was, the big C word now was affecting our family. So he went through a lot, like life changed drastically. And he was about a year or so before he passed away from the brain cancer. So I was probably 23 when that happened. Like I said, he was 48. My parents had a son when I had just graduated high school. So I was 18. So there's 18 years difference between myself and my brother. And yes, my parents, same parents, um, just didn't practice what they preached. But so here's my mother who didn't work. She had never, my father, sole provider. She always stayed home with us, the kids. And now she was left alone with a 4, almost 5-year-old to raise. I don't think she'd ever paid a bill. Yeah, so her world, our world, everybody's world was rocked. Um, so, we moved on. I definitely, from his passing, made some changes in terms of food. But I think it was about 14 years later, then at the age of, I was 38, my mother was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Um, and she maybe about 6 to 8 months, I feel like, from diagnosis to when she passed. And in terms of her passing with ovarian cancer, to be honest, I don't know how deep I can go into conversation around that because um, we are part of a bigger picture of things happening. She had used a product since she was in high school in a private area. And so that really made me stop and step back and think about the way that we were living. So I don't want to go into a lot of detail because if you know, you know. There's a lot happening in terms of that. So I really, can't talk now. Maybe at some point in the future I can. But the idea behind it is that this product is what has caused ovarian cancer. And so it's a single ingredient. A lot of other people are part of this bigger picture. And it really made me stop and think about environmental factors causing cancer, ingredients, products, all the above. So, since her passing is where major changes happened. My husband always laughs because he says that I duped him after we got married. So when we got married, I was bleach blonde, fingernails done all the time. He could use Dove soap on his body. And that just doesn't happen anymore. I stopped, of course, dyeing my hair. I stopped doing my nails. I found swaps for every single product that we use. And thankfully, I have an amazing husband that has been along for the ride with pushback, mind you, but he understands the bigger picture of why I'm doing this. And he knows it's for the better. And now, especially with having kids, like everything has changed. They have soccer games, and after the games, I don't know who came up with the idea that we should always have snacks for our kids. Please make it stop. I hate it. Because what happens every time is there's 9 times out of 10 a bottle of Gatorade, which we don't have. There's, candy and crap in there. And yeah, it's just, listen, they've had it, don't get me wrong, but it is not an everyday thing in our household. So maybe one day we'll talk about being a soccer mom and how that all needs to stop. We'll do a petition or something. Anyway, I have digressed. But, everything in terms of what we do, there's a thought process behind it. There's a bigger picture behind it. Like I mentioned before, we do chiropractic care. They don't have a pediatrician. They have a nurse practitioner, a chiropractor. We look at alternatives, different ways. Our dentist is holistic. I have a holistic dentist versus a traditional. They do not offer Crest toothpaste, by the way. They do not use fluoride, by the way, and there's a reason for it. So these are all the things that I can't wait to talk about, introduce. This might be all very new to you. We do a lot of unconventional things around this household. And anyway, we'll have some fun too, I promise. But my goal for really doing this is to just bring education. I really just hope that maybe I can educate you or open your mindset or have a light bulb moment or, maybe walk away and go, maybe I'll just take this one product. I'll start there. I'm going to start here with this one product and swap it out. And then maybe next month we'll do another product or, I don't know. I don't know what's to come of all of this, but I do know that I want to have a voice. I feel that me having lost both of my parents, there is a sole purpose or reason why I'm on this earth. I know that sounds dramatic, but everybody has one. And right now, this is mine. This is mine. And I'm excited to kind of share it with you. So, anyway, thank you. Thank you. This is episode 1. I'm excited to continue down this path. I really hope you'll join with me and to many more. So thanks again. Again, welcome to Unapologetically Meg, and I'm so glad you're here.